back again with another episode of It Factor. As always, I'm your host, Jeremy Robinson, and today we have somebody special. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jayda Hill. I just started a new position. Wait, do you want me to say that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
Oh, okay. I am now the social media coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts.
All right, awesome. You out here. So in that, how are you feeling, physically, mentally, emotionally, with everything that's going on and you having that transition now?
So, of course, like initially, you have that like, oh my gosh, is this real life? Like, is this for real right now? So that was like kind of my initial, and it's like, oh my gosh, but it's just a lot of excitement, like I'm blessed, like I'm very blessed with this opportunity. Of course now like all the stress kind of hits because I'm moving from Houston, Texas back to the Midwest, Indianapolis. So like the stress of trying to find somewhere to live, like making sure the mover is gonna be here on time, trying to pick up all my stuff. So that's kind of where we at right now. Like it's still a lot of excitement. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm just like ready to get started. But I'm also just like, oh my gosh, don't break my stuff. Wait, no, that don't go over there. Bring this over here. No. So it's a balance right now of a lot.
Oh man, I can only imagine, that moving process. When I bought my home, well, me and my fiance bought our home, I already know. I was looking at people. It was the first time I got movers, and I was like, "Hey, man, don't drop nothing. You need my help?"
No, for real. Because I'm always like, no, what's in that? And like, whoa, like, and I know, like, I've moved a few times, and so I go to move around just because it works. But I'll write like, I got like all my purses, and I done wrote like decorations. Like, don't be trying to peek inside.
Hey, look. I
Right.
already know. So now, man. So like, tell me about your job before. So working with the Houston women basketball team. How was that, and how was your day-to-day job when you were working with them?
Right. So I was the director of recruiting and creative content for the Houston women's basketball team this past year. It was absolutely amazing. I love those girls so much. It's crazy. Once I got there, they just weren't used to having someone that was always around with the camera. The University of Houston has its own creative services department, which is absolutely amazing. But the head coach kind of wanted to bring somebody in that could do all the day-to-day, do all the recruiting graphics, stuff like that as well. So my thing really was I did our day-to-day capturing our social media content, editing our video, pushing that stuff out on socials, really trying to rebrand Houston women's basketball social media because it wasn't something that was just so up there once I kind of got it. So that was something that he wanted to do, really just kind of push that out. So of course, just managing social media. I started a mini documentary series while I was there that followed the girls through the preseason, the regular season, and postseason play, which it kind of something, it was just an idea of mine. I've always been a football junkie, so I love Hard Knocks. So I wanted to bring something to women's basketball that women's basketball didn't have. So, that was my version. And it had different names. So preseason was Everything Matters. During the season was The Hunt, because you're hunting for that regular season conference championship. And then the postseason was Unfinished Business, because this Houston team last year was the first team to not make the NCAA tournament. So this year the girls had a lot of, they had a lot like to prove. They had a lot on their shoulder, and a lot of people were looking out for them. So that was kind of like my day to day, really just following those girls everywhere with that camera. I remember when I first got here, they were like, Jayda, do you have to record everything? And then once they started seeing what I was recording and what it was coming in, they're like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I didn't even have a long interview on the last episode. And I just thought the whole episode was about me. I'm like, oh, now y'all wondering, Jayda, why aren't you recording? Whoa, now you want me to record.
That's amazing. That's amazing work to have. And I always think that now that I'm getting more into WNBA and just seeing so much when it comes to a sport like basketball, I always wanted to know, like, why wasn't women being recorded like that or like highlighted like that? And even the sport of basketball in whole, like football, everything can be.
Yes,
We got
everything.
all type of shows. And, I'm a big football guy, so I like love everything that comes with it. So it's just like, dang, when is it gonna come for basketball, especially women's basketball? So when I
exactly. And that was something big that I was like, like I sat down with the head coach and I'm like, hey, I was like, I know you've trusted me to do a lot of things, but like, I'm going to do this. And of course it's like the first year, so we're going to see how it goes. But I was like, nobody knows these girls. They know that, oh, like here, Houston kind of good. Like that's all they knew. So it was nice to see kind of like the feedback from our fans of being like, hey, I saw a number so-and-so likes chocolate ice cream like me. I like that too. So it really opened up our fan base and just made like our players like real people for a lot of people.
Yeah. That's what I feel like every team needs that.
Right. You need that, like, I'm still a human. Remember, when you're trying to drag me on social media after I missed that layup, like, let's remember.
It's going to make this connection now. Look.
Right. We like ice cream. We both here. We both here.
But in that, so how was your experience at the University of Missouri? Like Missouri University, how was that experience?
Yeah. So I went to school in Central Missouri in Warrensburg, very, very, very small town. But it was one of those things where you appreciate it. Like the only thing that is Warrensburg is it's a college town. So I ran track there. So I didn't really, like athletes, you kind of stick together. Right. So we really, we did a lot of stuff with that. But at Central Missouri is kind of when I really like got a chance to like tap into digital media. So I majored in digital media production and I minored in sports communication. That was kind of like the first time I sat down at an anchor desk and like read a teleprompter. Those are the first time where I started like reporting, producing a show, like helping direct shows, doing sideline for football. So that was kind of like the first taste I got of back then knowing like, oh yeah, I want to be on TV, but like knowing like, oh wow, like I could actually be on TV. Like I'm actually good at this. Like, oh wow. Like, and so it kind of just evolved from there to bouncing around and being on TV for a little bit and then coming back to being behind the scenes.
That's amazing. That's amazing to hear that. So, and what would you say is your it factor? Why you do what you do?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I think I do what I do and how I do it because how I was raised. My parents also were always like, you could do whatever you want, like literally. But whatever you do, make sure you do it to the best of your ability. Like growing up, even, when I ran track, like you couldn't half do anything. My dad was very strict in the sense that if you're going to do something, you're going to do it. So that's kind of my thing. I think I'm very persistent and I'm very determined. And when I have something in my head, it's going to happen. I don't know always how, but I would say that's probably it because I told myself when I was 18, I was going to be in the NFL at 25. And I got the job with the Colts 10 days before maybe like 2 weeks before my 26th birthday.
See, look at that blessing. That's amazing.
Right,
so,
right.
In that, so would you telling yourself that and now working for the Colts, man, like why was that so much of a journey to say, I want to work in the NFL? Like that's the place I want to be. So tell me about that. And what's your favorite team? Because the Colts ain't your favorite team. We already know that. They gonna be that now, but they one of them back pocket teams. Like my cousin that plays for the Raiders now, he played for the Chiefs. The Chiefs was a black back pocket team, but when they won that Super Bowl, like up here, like cool, I'm a Tyrann Mathieu fan, and that's my cousin right there. But when he made that move to Oakland, to LA, Vegas, there we go. I was like, okay, I like the Raiders now.
He was like, okay, yep, oh, big Raiders fan, big Raiders fan.
He said, be at the game, all right, cool, I'll be there. Yeah. So how was that?
Man, I think it was a big journey for me because I used to be so gung-ho on, I just wanted to be a reporter. That's all I wanted to do. And I did that. I was on TV for a year. It was great. But then I missed like being able to like really like dig deeper into stories. So then I came to Houston. I got a chance to do that. But then it was always still like, ever since I was a little girl, it's always just been something about football. Like I come from a basketball family. So that's why like everyone's always like, what is it with Jayda and football? Like literally, kid you not, I used to watch my dad play NCAA football on video game all the time. And so I would always ask to play. I'd be like, oh, I want to play. But like, you don't even know anything about football. So I might've been maybe like 5 or 6. And he just taught me the entire game while he was playing the game. And then from there, I was just like, I'm going to own an NFL team. Like I want to work in the NFL. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be on TV in the NFL. Then I'm going to own the team. I'm going to figure out a way to trickle up to the top. So I think like, looking at that and then like coming in hindsight, I have now lost my father. I lost my grandmother on the way, like in my journey in grad school. I lost them literally a year apart. So still telling my self that what I used to tell myself when I was a little girl and when I was 18, and then for it to come around in fruition and like God make it happen and it be here and it be like, girl, you did it. And I'm like, okay, yep, that's why I did all this. That's why I've been through all this. Um, so it's just I mean, it's something like I really can't even put it into words, really. It's just like it was always a dream and I just didn't know how it was going to happen, nor did I know what role I was going to be in, because little me thought I was going to be on TV. But I did, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It just is something that it's hard to explain the words. And I'm hoping that one of these days I had a words for it, because I think I've been asked that question like millions of times this week. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what to
I
say.
still think you answered it well. Like just the whole story and
That's that reporter in me, be like, find a way to say something out of nothing. Like,
right. The biggest thing though that gets me about it, I like football and play football and family and stuff like that. But like just when I saw your stuff on LinkedIn, I was like, I gotta get on the show because just seeing the joy in your face, all those things that you say you want to do, I know you're gonna do them. Like beyond it. But just to see that you're going to the Colts NFL team, you said you was gonna do that. That's amazing. And that's a story in itself. So that's just amazing to me. Like,
And I'm still just like, is this real life? I'm like, am I sure this is me? Right? I'm not dreaming or nothing. This is right now. This is crazy.
that's amazing. That's amazing. So in that, what is something you would like to see change in the world?
Ooh, I feel like our society is so like one. I guess I'll say twofold. I'm liking that I'm seeing like more diversity. I'm seeing more women in sports. I'm loving that. I'm loving all the togetherness. And I feel like that kind of goes into the next one. Like as a woman, when you see another woman in sports, like we instantly click, like instantly. It's like, oh, like, hey girl, like, give me your contact information. Let's keep up. Like I'm rooting for you. So for me, I'm just like in our society, we all put, men and women, we put all this pressure on ourselves. We do all this of trying to be perfect, trying to beat the next person, trying to one up someone. So I would like to see just us eventually, like all that we're doing, like let's just put all that into yourself, like all that drive and all that wanting to be better. Dig that into yourself. And I mean, what's wrong with lending a hand out and helping the next person step up? Like, let's put all of that. We're all under all this pressure and stress we all have goals for ourselves. So we really just need to spread that. Like everyone's stressed enough. You don't need to try to put anybody else down because we're all trying to win. So it's plenty out here. It's plenty of room for everyone to be successful. So, I'm big on trying to help the next person. And I just think that just so far in this short stint of from when I accepted this job till now, there has been countless women that are in the NFL that have reached out to me and said, hey girl, I just wanted to say congratulations. And if we had more of that throughout, of everyone saying, oh, it's a new owner. Oh, congratulations. Like, that's great. You just got that team. Like, that's what we need. Because I mean, I don't know. I'm at a different point in my life where it's just like the negativity isn't really needed.
Yeah, it's not. Nah, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. So in that, I would say, what is one of your ultimate life goals?
Definitely to be in some type of NFL ownership CEO position. That is probably the sole reason I have a master's degree. Honestly, definitely is the whole reason that I have a master's degree. I want to be in some type of ownership. I told myself way back when I wanted to be on TV that I would do TV until I got so old and my face couldn't take it anymore and I couldn't get any more Botox. Then I would move in the front office. So now it's still a plan, after I do what I'm supposed to do, here in this role for these years to come that I expect to be in the NFL. I definitely eventually want to transition into that more of a front office space where, I'm in some type of ownership conversation. I want to be that. Yeah, I mean, it's always been the eye on the prize. And like I said, I got a master's degree for that reason.
I respect that. I for 1 second, could you hold on real quick?
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, but no. So before we do close, I always ask, do you have any questions for me?
Oh yeah, so I definitely scrolled on Instagram. I'm a stalker now, so I did
Good.
my little look. I love what I saw. So what's kind of next for you? What kind of plans do you have?
My biggest plan is keep interviewing people like yourself. Get to the point to where I can fly you guys out and like have lectures and different things of that nature. To just do what you were speaking on, promote change, and just let us know that we all can do this thing together. Because I feel like I started the show because there's so many people that do amazing things that are black that are never captured.
Very
And
true.
it's like, dang, we catch them, but you got to be like the biggest person. I want to catch you before you there, or when
Right,
you
right,
get there, or if you dare, and I know you and I know how to network you because I stalk people too. Like, hey, in a good way, of course. Like, hey,
right, right,
this person I know I want to do this, and it just been working out for me, man. It just been a good way. And it to me, when we say stalk, it's another word for it. It's not even stalking. It's really like just, dang, I like that person. I like what they doing.
right. It's just look. Yeah, right, right.
So in that, that's what I do, and like that's the it factor. To be honest, that's my brand, and been doing it 3 years now. And just the way that I've been growing it is just by authentically being myself and being genuine with people.
Right, right. Oh yeah, no, that's dope. Oh wait, I guess I gotta ask you your favorite. What did you tell me your favorite team was?
Oh,
Did
my
you say
favorite team.
you
So
said the Chiefs was your pocket team?
yeah, that's my pocket team. My cousin gone now. I don't.
Oh,
They gone now. And I'm
gotcha.
a big Tyrann Matthew fan. So like,
Ah, the Honey Badger. Yes, my guy. Yes.
but I'm a Washington Commanders fan, a Washington Redskins fan, back in the day fan because of Sean Taylor. I grew up loving Sean Taylor.
Okay, I give that to you. I'm a Titans fan
Okay.
because my
Yeah.
my mom's side of the family is from Tennessee. So like growing up, it was just always like they would always talk about the Titans. So I used to be like, oh, okay. But then once I got older, I was like, okay, big Derrick Henry fan currently.
Oh,
Big fan.
that's what's up. That's all right then. Well, that's pretty much the show. That's it.